guys, so just as a follow-up to my handstand video yesterday, I had alluded to the need for stronger wrists to be able to do a freestanding handstand, or really any handstand work, and that should be obvious because you can't weight bear with your own body on your wrists if they're weak. So I'm going to give you a couple of easy drills to get started because, again, most of what I'm showing you is an end product. It's the end result of a lot of training, or at least a partial end result, always to be refined. So I'm going to boil it down, give you a couple of drills you can start with. And the good thing about these two drills is that almost everybody that we work with from a beginning level on up, particularly folks that have never done bodyweight strength training, these are tough. So to make the anatomy very simple, forearms, we have the flexor group and the extensor group. So very easy mobility drill and a stretch drill for the flexor group is fingers facing knees, elbows locked straight. So again, that's not a straight arm. This is a straight arm. You think that's obvious, but for most folks that have never done straight arm strength, they'll do everything with their arms bent. So from there, just elbows straight, and you just get used to A, weight bearing, and B, weight bearing with movement. As you go back, keep the palms pressed into the floor. If they come up, it's not a bad thing. It's just that it's kind of exceeded the range a little bit. So keep the palms pressed into the floor. There's no magic number here, just get used to the stretch. You'll feel it in the flexor group. These muscles are always tight because we live our lives bent arm and pulling. On a good day, we never do this. In a good decade, we never do this. So that's just drill number one. Again, 5-10 reps, whatever you want. You might even find that in this position, it's a massive stretch and you can't even go very far at first. That's completely cool, just work with it. Now to get at the extensor group, we're gonna go here, fingers facing the knees. This can be a real tearjerker for some people at first because A, it's awkward. You are also loading the wrist joints in a way that they've never been loaded before, but it's also getting into the extensors. Weight bear as best as you can. If that's pretty brutal, you just go one arm at a time. Let's just say you're gonna do 5 reps. Same idea. Some reps, some static holds, keep the elbows locked tight. And then as a bonus, woo-woo, fingers facing forward. This is really the drill most directly relevant to the handstand because I'm obviously in handstand grip position. Keep the elbows locked straight. This is one where folks will really tend to have slightly bent elbows. Lock them straight, almost so that the pit of the elbow is externally rotated. And then from there, just go into weight bearing and your rocks forward and back. You can also start to get a sense here for the use of the fingers. So the fingers and the thumb are like the toes and the big toe. They're meant to coordinate and work with the ground, particularly in handstand. They'll act as almost like a brake mechanism right there where I'm catching myself from falling. That's a whole other story that hand balancers are expert at. But again, just get used to repetitions. And then you can just do your own flow. You can go, all right, I'm gonna go 5 reps here, 5 reps here, 5 reps here. Just very, very, very basic. I should say simple, but not easy wrist drills. Enjoy.